right, welcome back to another exciting episode of Stardom Bed'em Fantasy Football Podcast, where gambling meets fantasy. I'm your host, Brendan Shelley. I'm with my guy, Dan Ambrose. Dan Ambrose, what's good, buddy?
Not a whole lot going on. I mean, been looking at the draft this week. Not my favorite event for the NFL, but I'm more for me. The season always starts with the schedule release. But it's good to see some bets out there and getting on X to see, not ecstasy, but X to see.
Yes.
Just some of the things that are going out there, some bets that are out there, and what people are thinking. So, I have a bet made.
Well,
you have a few, so that's it should be a good episode.
Well, shout out to Dan for ingenuity. Today is 420. Dan's trying to break the trend of marijuana and just bring up ecstasy. I like it. So power to Dan. So I did not celebrate today, Dan. Did you celebrate at all?
I did not.
Okay.
Well, that's also not my thing.
I will probably celebrate later this evening. Just throwing that out there. Once work and this stuff's done, I will celebrate. So I love this shit. I love the combine. I've even got my wife into the combine. She's kind of a workout freak, so I've warped her into watching football. This is my way to do it. I just say, look at these guys working out. She's like, it's a cool workout. So I kind of sold that to her. So now we get it on the house. My daughter gets excited. My wife watches it. So we get into this shit. So the draft is kind of that end result to see where these guys came out. The combine will never tell you truly who's going where. And there's just people that are just experts training these guys to hit these marks and to do these things. Prime example being from Philadelphia is Mike Mamula. Mike Mamula was one of the first guys that snuck into the first round and really high draft pick only because of his physical attributes and his dominance at the combine. Dan always says it. Guys play awesome in shorts, so JJ McCarthy's Dan's prime example. Yeah, I like it. Let's just get into it, man. I don't want to dive into it too much.
Before we get started, two things, especially since you brought up JJ McCarthy. Justin Jefferson throwing some shade at him today. Very interesting comments coming out of Minnesota with him saying that he's happy that there's some, essentially saying that he's happy that there's some talent at the QB position this year and things like that for him. And then what are we thinking about Jerry Jones signing a kicker to $7 million a year? I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but I also it feels like a lot of money that could potentially hurt them for somebody else down the road.
Well, he always calls Brandon Aubrey his weapon, and he is a weapon. The guy's solid over 50 yards, and that's really hard to beat these days. The kicking in the NFL, in my opinion, really fell off a cliff last year. I don't have the numbers in front of me. None of this is scripted, by the way, everybody. So Dan bringing this up, I didn't have my Brandon Aubrey numbers in front of me, but just in general in the NFL, it felt like there was quite a drop-off of the level of excellence that we've seen the last few years with kickers. We've had some big ones, don't get me wrong, the kid from the Jaguars, what's his name, Cam, whatever, he's kicking NFL records. And then you got other guys just coming through in the clutch. But overall, I think there was a lot of extra points missed. There was a lot of, easy kicks that were being mixed. Jerry Jones locking in the best in the business, at least one of them, in my opinion. I think it's a great signing because it eats away at cap space for them to negotiate deal with George Pickens. And that's going to be more entertaining for us, Dan. I'm excited for this.
And then your boy's gone out of Philly, it sounds like. A.J. Brown. Sounds like he's going to the Patriots, huh? June 1st?
Yep. Adam Schefter reported today that things are looking good for A.J. Brown going June 1st to the New England Patriots. We said it here last episode, and no, we're not banging Mike Vrabel. We just make sense, and that's what we're going to follow. And yeah, that's good. We'll see what happens. I think he's on his way out. Obviously, the Eagles have been stocking up all offseason, bringing in different guys, filling in position gaps. I'm excited to see Elijah Moore. I talked about him last episode. I hope he does something. There's so much talent there, and just never emerged. I'm hoping it happens in Philadelphia. Yeah, so goodbye, A.J. Brown, and goodbye, phenomenal playmaker in the wide receiver position. That hurts, in my opinion. It really hurts. Devontae's going to step up, hopefully, and we'll see what happens outside of that. Tight end position, Dallas Goedert's re-signed. Eagles, baby. We'll see. We will see. This draft specifically, they're the kings of moving, shaking. But in my opinion, they're probably going to go the safe pick. They tend to do that at offensive linemen. Usually is the move for them. They build in the trenches. They have since my whole life almost. People like Mike Mamula getting picked early, but in all seriousness, we got an aging offensive line. I think they're going to take some offensive linemen. And in fact, the offensive linemen in this class are probably the strongest position. At least in the first round, a lot of they say blue chip offensive talent, offensive tackles and guards and centers. I really think this whole draft's going to be first round's going to be probably boring for our just for our fellow people that just hop in to see the playmakers. There's gonna be a lot of guys in the trenches that get picked. That's what we're
Yeah,
going to see in the first round.
not a lot of skill positions, maybe,
No,
especially with these top 5 picks and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's
for
get into
sure.
it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in number 4. That's the fun one. A lot of talk about it. And honestly, from our dynasty standpoint too, we should probably talk about him first. Is Jeremiah Love? He's an elite talent. He's checked all the boxes. He's just phenomenal. And then from a dynasty perspective, if my friends aren't listening to this, it's in my dynasty league that I run. I sent out numerous trades trying to get Jeremiah Love. I'm even willing to go move back in the draft. Move up in the draft and give up like a guy like Christian McCaffrey and just load up on Jeremiah Love. I really think that's the move. There's not many elite number 1 running backs out there. You got guys like CMC, like I said, and you got Bijan, of course, and Jameer, but Jeremiah Love checks the same boxes. And if anything, I'm just excited about the talent. I really am. And I feel bad for Tajay Spears if he ends up going to Tennessee because he's even further on that depth chart. But yeah, we'll see
So,
where he goes. I read today he might go to Arizona too.
yeah, I saw that today too, with Arizona. My one thing with Love, and I guess you can say I said it last year with Genty, right? A lot of miles,
Hmm.
a lot of miles
Yeah,
on him. Notre Dame, he had 163 rushing attempts his sophomore year, and then last year 199, right? Plus he catches a few balls out of the backfield as well,
a
right?
lot of balls. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got great hands.
So
He's got great hands. Hmm.
it'll be interesting. That kind of brings us to the first, my one and only pick, though. So I
Oh,
bet on Jeremiah Love, and I actually took over 4.5. So
I like that bet.
plus one and a
Would
half,
it
so plus 150 is what I got it at.
That's a
So
great value. So over the 4th pick, so you're saying anywhere from 5 to 32, Jeremiah Love can go,
yep.
and I love that. I think that's a smart bet. The running back position, we haven't seen a guy go that high in a long time. Well, who's the last one that went that high? Was it Saquon?
Uh,
Yeah,
might have
top
been.
5. Yeah, top 5. So yeah, I think it's a good bet. I did not make that one only because I don't trust the stupidity of the Tennessee Titans of all they've done the last few years. I got a few other ones. My next one kind of ties into the main man that everybody's been talking about for almost 3 months, Fernando Mendoza. And mine essentially is just saying that Mendoza's the only quarterback to go in the first round. There's been a lot of happiness and excitement around Ty Simpson. I think this happens almost every draft.
I don't
Guys
understand
get,
it either. I
I
don't.
don't, yep.
I watched a lot of Ty Simpson last year. I don't get what the excitement's about.
Well, do you know who they compare him to? You're gonna love this. It's Baker Mayfield. The run and shoot kind of, hey, let's make it happen kind of guy. And to me, it just screams you're wasting a first round pick on a guy that is a crapshoot. He might pan out. I actually put him along the lines of like a Tyler Shook. In my mind, he has the arm strength. He can get around. I just think he doesn't make good decisions from the film I've seen. So from my standpoint, I think he sits till the second round. That's just my opinion. I'm seeing a lot of people have the Steelers taking him. I'm seeing him go other places. It's just too much stupidity to me. So I did under 1.5 quarterbacks taken in the first round at plus 150. I just love the value. I think it's great value there to kind of go with the status quo and see all these teams that have been taking these guys high and then regretting it, like JJ McCarthy. Look where we are. Michael Penix. These are the guys that were high draft picks or first round picks, and now you're screwed. You're stuck with them. Yeah. Anthony Richardson, another one. Well, he was definitely a first round talent. But Penix probably could have waited. Everybody said that when he's drafted. JJ McCarthy, Dan said it first. He
Oh,
not
I
enough
knew.
film
I
on
don't know
him.
if anybody else
Yeah.
knew, but yeah.
Yeah. Nobody else knew. I'll tell you. Then I mean, you want to get in? That's your only bet. Do you have any others
No,
on
that was it.
any
That
other
was my only
guys?
one, was my Jeremiah Love, and then yeah. So I mean, you
Yeah.
kind of kicked the start of this, right? We know Fernando Mendoza's going first.
Hmm.
Then the Jets have the second pick. I mean, it doesn't matter who they take; they need positions, any position. So I
Yep.
mean, is this more of a next best guy or the best talent out there, or what?
I think it has to be. Otherwise, you're reaching for positional needs. I don't think this draft, you can see it in the NFL. People are trying to make picks and trades for the 2027
Yep.
draft. People see that there's a superior talent in there in that top first round. There's going to be a selection of just studs all around, positional studs, even better, good offensive linemen, good defensive players, but more importantly, some great quarterbacks, some that can really change your team and set your franchise in the right direction.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting how Arch Manning does this year, because that's going to affect some things. I mean, if I had to pick one person right now coming out of college, it's Smith from Ohio State, the receiver there. I
Oh
mean,
God, yeah,
yeah,
he's a
he's going to be
freak.
awesome.
Yeah, he is. He's absolute freak, and that brings us to the next positions too. The wide receivers this year, there's a lot. There's about 4 or 5. It's very, very strong position this year out of this draft, and I bet under for some reason. I think to get 6 wide receivers coming out of the first round, I don't think that's going to happen. So I bet under 5.5 wide receivers being drafted in the first round. And that's at plus 130. Once again, I really liked the value on that. And frankly, I think the main 3, the top 3 that are going to come out are always going to be our Carnell Tates. All right. We got our Jordan Tysons, Mackai Lemon. You got a few other guys that are mixing in there too. But in my opinion, like I said, I can't justify saying there's going to be 6 or 7. And Omar Cooper is going to be in there. Casey Conception, he's the one that I think might sneak in the first. He was huge 2 years ago. Everybody was talking about him. So if people watch his tape from 2 years ago, you're in a good spot. I think he might slide into the second round. So under 5.5 wide receivers taken in the first round to me is a safe bet. I like that bet. And with the wide receiver position, I love Mackai Lemon. The guy's just awesome. He's a route runner. He knows where to go to get the balls. He catches. He's got sound hands. Comparables to him are a mix of Justin Jefferson and, of course, freaking Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I bet that he would be the first wide receiver drafted. Very hot take, but the value is just so high. It's a small wager, but it's at plus 3,500 right now. So a $5 wager will pay you 180. I just
So right
too
now,
much value in that one.
Tate is expected to go first, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
that
for
is
sure.
correct.
Tate is definitely the most is the hot name, and he's been the hot name for a little bit. He is going to be probably the first one, but I just like the value so much that somebody might see how well Mackai Lemon is and get him. I don't see that not happening. That's what's like, it's not unrealistic. The other one that I did, I got a few here. So I guess, I'd like to do which team's taking what position. And what I recommend for you guys, if you have a personal favorite team and you think they suck at a position, believe it or not, sometimes the general managers can see the same things you were seeing. It's pretty rare. Obviously, we're never on the same page. We're not all general managers. But if you see it in your gut, boy, they suck at safety. They suck at tight end. They suck at wide receiver. Make some bets on that. Like you can do a crazy bet like I did. I did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers draft a safety. And that's a crazy, stupid draft. That'll be a pick, because they already have Antoine Winfield, who's a stud, and he can play any position back there, so strong or free. But can you imagine them getting the kid from Ohio State there too? That's just it's just icing on the cake. So I bet $3 on that. That plus 4,000. You know what I mean? So we're at 123 for a $3 wager. These are the things, you guys, for you degenerates out there that love to make all your parlays. Make some of these bets. Have fun with a draft. You bet on it. You cross your fingers. You have a good time. That's what I love doing. Don't go ham. You can do ham on bets like Dan said, the Jeremiah Love over 4.5.
I
You
don't
know,
feel that confident in it.
I like it. They're just saying either the Titans or the Cardinals take them. That's all that means. And if you
Yeah.
disagree with that, bet against it. You know what I mean? If you don't think that, the Steelers, if you think the Steelers are going to take Ty Simpson, go ahead and bet that. I did. I did it as a kind of a hedge to my Mendoza being the only quarterback off the board in the first round.
I
So,
actually
and it
don't
still might work out.
I don't hate that
Hmm?
because if Simpson falls the second round or something like
Second
that,
round,
right? Like
Steelers get him.
he
Yep,
could still land at the Steelers.
exactly. And they have a serious need for that right now. And I don't think they would take a quarterback in the first round after the Kenny Pickett disaster. Small hands. Yes, so him and his little 8.5 hands or whatever the hell they were. What a disaster. Uh, yeah. Outside of that, what do you got, man? You got anything else going on to this bets?
No. So I do like your Ty Simpson one.
Hmm.
Your Lemon one is, I think, gonna be a little tough, to get there, but,
It's worth the
you
squeeze.
never
It's worth
know,
the squeeze to me.
A lot of things can happen in the next 48 hours, right? So
Exactly. It really is. And I'm really excited to see where Kenyon Sadiq goes. I don't know if anybody's seen this guy play. He's a freak. He's literally a unicorn in the position. He's smaller size, but goddamn, he is good. He catches everything thrown to him. His physical attributes are just off the charts. Nobody's ever had a better combine than him. Statistically, putting it on those charts and everything. It's just, he's a stud. He really is. I'm excited to see where he goes. I don't know where it will be, to be honest. I'm hoping he falls to a very tight end needy team. There's a possibility he goes to the Ravens, maybe picks in that Isaiah Likely role. Some people are even saying maybe he goes to Kansas City, Dan.
are
He's the
you,
next Kelsey there.
are you thinking that he's a first day guy or no?
Yeah, all day. He's a first round pick. True and true.
What
Yeah.
49ers is what they have him at. Interesting.
49ers replacing George Brittle Kittle.
Yeah,
I like
I
it.
mean, it's
Or
not a bad
actually, he could
idea.
complement him very well. He could complement him very well.
Yep.
And they did. They've had success bringing in tight ends. George Kittle's one. Vernon Davis was another. Kittle was not. Kittle was like a third round out of Iowa, right? Either way, I like it. I think it would fit well. And obviously, to play underneath a guy like George Kittle, he will learn a shit ton. And he'll make him even more valuable. Yeah, outside of that, like I said, Caleb Downs is exciting safety. I got that prop bet on him. There's some fun safety bets. What I did, like I said, I went to Tampa Bay. I also did another team taking a safety in the first round. I think I did over under 2.5 safeties taken in the first round. Safeties are not a pick that usually comes out of the first. And outside of Downs, I don't think any of these other guys sneak in. There's a pretty good player out of Oregon. They're saying he might sneak in there. We'll see what happens. If he does, power to him. But overall, like I said to Dan, and I'm saying to you guys, this is going to be a offensive tackles and guards, and we'll see some defenders get off the board. It's going to be very heavy in the trenches, heavy on defense. Skill position players are going to be not as rampant as last year. There was a lot coming off the board in the first round. I think the running back position is going to be fun to watch in the second and third rounds. Outside of Jeremiah Love, none of them are going in the first round. I'm telling you that. If they do, then that's going to be comical. But there's a couple guys to watch for. The running back specifically, actually, no, there's not. I'm not impressed with him. Let's just stick with Jeremiah Love. If you guys can, if you're in Dynasty, trade away your picks, get some actual talent on your team. I really feel that way. People value so much draft picks. Now is the time to sell. You sell those babies for actual viable players. Here I am saying that. I'm telling you guys I'm trading one of the best running backs in the NFL for Jeremiah Love and hoping he becomes one of the best running backs in the NFL. That's the fun of Dynasty.
So I guess my
know?
question with that is, though, I know there's some outliers out there, I guess, if you want to say like Saquon, Derrick Henry, right? But like other than that, like Robinson too, I guess, in Atlanta, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
what are we like? Was that what we're thinking that Love's going to be? Because I mean, he's really good. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if he's going to have that type of impact that those other three guys have.
I think he is drafted to a team and is immediately penciled in as a starter, and he puts up excellent numbers.
Yeah, I mean, if he goes to the Titans, I mean, he could probably play quarterback there.
Yes.
Right.
Cam, give me the ball. That's I like it. Yeah, if he can play all the positions. I really, I hope he doesn't go to the Titans. I
Yeah,
hope he
me
doesn't
too.
go to the Cardinals. I really do. To me though, those teams taking him that early, it wouldn't be crazy. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about him in the top
I
5.
mean,
And
and then I'm looking
the
at some of the stuff online too, right? Where they're saying like what the needs are for the Cardinals and for the Titans. And I'm telling you
Mhm.
right now, running back's not the top 3 positions they need, right? Like
No, no.
Cardinals are at QB, offensive line, edge rusher, right?
Yeah.
Titans, offensive line, edge, and wide receiver.
And
So
we made some jokes about the Cardinals the other day. I forgot about Jacoby Brissett completely. He's holding out. Like, what a power move. Can you
right.
imagine being Jacoby Brissett and holding out? How bad is your quarterback room that your starting quarterback is going to hold out and he's mediocre at best, but he's just doing it because he's the only guy you got?
Do
It's
we
just crazy to me.
do you think that we see anything crazy as far as trades go on the first night?
Yeah, I do. I think there's going to be a lot of moving and shifting. Like I said, I think teams are going to try to move into the 27 draft. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Teams trading, and they're going to get extra draft picks next year. So I think there's going to be a lot of movement. Whether or not we see some star power move, I doubt it. I think after June 1st, that's when we'll see those big names move for picks and stuff. Otherwise, people are stuck with salary cap issues. The other fun part about this is that there's going to be we got a lot of new GMs too, don't we? About 3 or 4 new GMs in the NFL this year. And they're trying to make a name for themselves. So if they see a guy that they really want, you'll see some teams getting very aggressive to move up to grab guys, like Kenyon Sadiq. Like I said earlier, I think teams will move up to get him just because of the talent he is. Then you got the wide receivers, those top 3. Any NFL team knows that you get a guy like Carnell Tate, you get a guy like Jordan Tyson, and you get a guy like Mackai Lemon out there, they're going to make your team better. They're going to make your team much better. And they're going to be aggressive trying to get those guys, especially newer general managers. But I'm not going to pick where these guys go. I'd never do that. I'm just picking just over unders. That's kind of all I do. Every now and then I'll throw out a crazy one like the Ty Simpson betting that the Steelers take him. To me, it's just too much value. I'm screaming value on that.
It's so weird seeing the Chiefs picking in the top 10 too. It's a
I
little
love it.
weird. Yeah.
I love it. And this is what it really works out for those teams because this happens every now and again. You have an elite quarterback that goes down, you end up with a really good draft pick, and then your team gets stronger. So I can see this. This is good for the Chiefs. If you're a Chiefs fan, you should be very happy. And then even crazier, I don't know what they're going to do, but they might be taking a wide receiver early. I really do. The Tyson though, Jordan Tyson might be their guy though. I think that's more Andy Reid's speed style kind of guy there. So yeah, I don't know. What do you see? Any other studs coming out of the first round? Which ones you want to talk about?
Um, I'm just kind of looking more at some of these mock drafts, right? So, like for the
Hmm.
Chiefs, it looks like they are probably going to lean more towards offensive line there with that pick. As far as anything else, I don't. The Omar Cooper Jr. thing,
Hmm.
I'm seeing that in the middle of the first round, right? That might be a pretty solid pick. I mean, I see him projected to go to the Jets. I don't. That's unfortunate for him, but yeah, I mean, I think that'll be a pretty solid pick there. I'm not as high on this Jordan Tyson. Like I
Yep.
not a big fan of what I saw from Arizona State last year, just in
Hmm.
general. Watched a lot of their games as well. I'm just not overly impressed. So um, I would put Cooper over him.
Yeah, and Mackai Lemon, of course.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, you better. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. Everything you just said, but they see the speed, and you got guys like Alec Pierce getting all that money this year. Speed wins. Speed wins in the NFL. They need guys to break the safeties, just gonna get past them and X receivers, baby. That's where it's at. Like you said, I don't think I think he's a great receiver. And I think though in another year or previous years where we had stronger wide receivers coming out, I think he would have been maybe a second round pick, feels like.
Yeah, maybe.
So I think just up what he's up against this year though puts him in the top. Yeah, I got nothing else, man. I
Yeah,
just
me
saying
neither.
that, make trades, be active in your dynasty leagues. And the way to also, let me just rephrase that, okay? When you make your trades for draft picks, if you guys are going for draft picks, literally put down on paper who you think is going to go where, or use expert analysis, expert rankings, and then gauge it based off the guys that will be available. So when people think that they got I got a number 3 pick overall, well, put on paper who number 3 will be to you, and then you can see their value. So don't just do it by the numbers, please. Actually rank these players out where you think they're going to go and where these experts are going to go, and then you make the trades accordingly. It's the only way to do it. There's a lot of people that still chase those high draft picks, late draft picks. If they're not going to help your team right away, don't make those trades. I can't advise that enough, unless you're in my league, and make those goddamn trades. But I'm telling you now, I'm trading out as much as I can out of this year. I'm just not impressed. I think it's going to be a fun draft. I think there's going to be a lot of movement. I think it's going to be action packed. Like I said, I think teams are going to be making plays to get in the 2027 draft.
No, I think that makes sense. I was thinking about that earlier today, that 2027, like next year at this time, it'll be nuts because there's
Yep.
going to be a lot of skilled position players out there that there's going to be a lot of opinions. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, you're right. There really will be. And I don't think any of them are going to be right, but you could do your best to follow the right, the most right one. Yep. I got nothing else, man. The draft's coming up. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. I think after the draft, we're going to have a lot more conversations, and I can give you more advisement on your dynasty teams. But that's our picks. We'll post them. Hopefully you guys follow us on some of them. Hopefully we make some money. Either way, spread money around. Have fun on the draft. It's there. Enjoy it, please. It's become a primetime event.
Follow us on X. We are at Stardom Bedham.
That's right. Keep forgetting that. I got to push that a little bit harder. Like Dan says, Stardom Bedham. Go ahead and follow us. And if you got any information, you go ahead and message us. All right. We want to know who's going where so we can bet those people. All right. Keep listening. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next episode.
Different magnetic. Yo, my raps vaulted, hear my memory banks.